Hey guys, it's John here from Sonic Drive Studio. I hope you're all doing well and welcome back to the channel. Today we're finally going to take a look at the OG EVH 5153 50 watt 6L6. Now I've had the EL34 version of this amp for years now, but I've always wanted to try the 6L6 version because it's basically a legendary amplifier, so here we are. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty excited because this amplifier sounds absolutely awesome. It's also just a very popular amplifier. A lot of guitar players all around the world own one of these. So let's take a look and see what this thing can do. I think that most of you probably already know everything there is to know about this amplifier, but let's take a quick look at the features and all the options that it has to offer before we go into the sound clips. So this is obviously a 50 watt amplifier with two 6L6 tubes in the power section, and this amp has 7 12AX7s in it. 6 of them are on the preamp and 1 is the phase splitter for the power amp. And trust me when I say that this thing can go loud. It has a huge sound with huge balls. It's just a great amplifier for any application I can think of. Playing at home, recording, and also playing on stage. So definitely more than loud enough for gigs, small gigs, medium-sized gigs, and large gigs. And the low end will stay huge at basically any level that is usable. So we've got 3 channels in this compact housing. We've got the green clean channel, we've got the famous blue rhythm channel, and the red lead channel. The green and blue channels do have a shared EQ over here, but since this is the V2 version of this amplifier, the green and blue channels do have independent volume and gain controls, thanks to these dual concentric pots. So the green channel has these black controls for the gain and volume, and the blue channel has these white chicken head controls for the gain and volume, which is actually a great feature for balancing out all the levels and gain settings for each individual channel. And it also keeps the housing more compact, which is great. And the red channel does have its own EQ over here with its own gain and volume control as well. And we also have a global presence control over here. On the back of the amplifier, we have the resonance control, which I absolutely love. I always love it when amplifiers have a resonance or depth control. So this amplifier is voiced pretty tight with a nice and focused attack, but you still can dial in any amount of low end you like with the resonance control, so I love that. I usually have it set at around noon, which is fine for most applications in my case. It has a nice low end thump on that setting for sure. This amp also has an effects loop, of course, a foot switch jack for the foot switch that comes with the amplifier, a headphone out, a MIDI in, a preamp out, an impedance selector for the speaker out, and the power and standby switches are on the back as well. It's kind of odd that those are on the back, but I guess it saves space on the front panel. So that's all that this thing does, and now let's hear how it sounds. And I want to start with one little clip on the clean green channel. It's not my favorite clean channel in the world, but it does do the job. Now it breaks up fairly quickly when you set the gain higher than about 9 or 10 o'clock, especially with hot pickups, but I don't mind that, I actually like that. So I will dial in a very small amount of subtle grit on this clean channel. And for this clip I'll use my ESP LTD Phoenix Deluxe 1000, the red one with the Fishman Fluence modern pickups in it, on the neck pickup. And I will also put my Laney Black Country Customs Secret Path reverb pedal in the loop so we can also hear how that sounds. And for all the tones in this video, I'm running the amplifier through my Redseve Reactive load and also York Audio cabinets. And for this first clip, I'm going through the York MRSH 412 MV30 blend cabinet speaker option on Mix 01. Here we go. So the clean tones are quite nice, not very special, but they do the job, as I said. And it's a quite dynamic clean channel with a lot of headroom, so it does sound a little bit spiky here and there. So basically not as compressed as I'd like, but again, it sounds fine. And I guess the loop also works just fine. Now let's check out some quick isolated bits as well. Alright, now let's move on to the really exciting parts of this amplifier, the dirty channels, and of course we're going to start with the legendary and famous blue channel, the rhythm channel basically. So this really is a great crunchy rhythm channel, it just works so well for rhythm, and it's also supposed to be really great for that brown sound, so I'm going to try my own version of that tone basically, using my Gibson Les Paul Standard 60s with the Seymour Duncan JB pickup in the bridge. And for this tone, I'll go through the York 5153 412 VH20 cabinet on Mic Mix 01. And that cabinet obviously matches up really well together with this amplifier. Let's go ahead and check it out right now. Hell yeah, what a great, chunky and crunchy rhythm tone. Absolutely awesome. I just love that crunchy saturation. Absolutely lovely. Now let's also check out some quick isolated bits. Okay, now let's add some gain and get a bit heavier with my Gibson Les Paul Custom, also on the bridge pickup in drop C sharp. And this time I'll use the York MRSH 412 MV30A speaker on Mic Mix 01. That's also one of those cabinets that just works well with any type of amplifier basically. Let's go ahead and check it out right now. Really nice. So I guess the blue channel also does high gain rock really well. It's got a nice bark and bite to it for sure, but it also sounds quite chunky and crunchy. I love it. Now also isolated. Okay, I also want to check out if the blue channel is capable of producing some great metal rhythm tones with active pickups, and for that purpose I'll use my Fender Jimru Telecaster on the EMG 81 pickup in the bridge position, also tuned to drop C sharp, and for these tones let's try the York MES 412 OS cabinet also on Mic Mix 01. Here we go. That also sounded really good. So this channel also sounds really nice with more gain added. And it still has plenty of gain for a nice and crunchy rhythm tone. And the low end is very tight, sure, it's tight, but it's also still kind of organic sounding, so it's not sterile or harsh or anything like that. Now let's also check out those tones in isolation. Okay, now it's time to move on to the super high gain and saturated red lead channel. Now this channel does have a lot of gain on tap, and I rarely go above 10 or 11 o'clock on the gain pot actually. Now this channel is just great for modern metal, for standard tunings, and also for drop tunings and extended range guitars. Bands like Gojira love this channel, and I believe that Meshuggah also used the red channel for their latest album Immutable. And let's start with some very fast 6-string metal using my ESP LTD NW44 guitar with the bare knuckle Aftermath pickup in it, in drop C, and also using the York 5153 cabinet on Mix 01. Here we go. That sounded absolutely ridiculous. I love it. Tight and articulate, yet huge and crunchy. Absolutely awesome. Now also some isolated clips. Okay, now let's go a bit lower, because this amplifier is really nice for extended range guitars. And let's try a 7-string baritone, my ESP LTD SC607B1H, with the Steph Fishman Fluence pickup in it. It should sound very tight, huge and articulate, so I'm looking forward to this. And for this tone, let's try a really modern cabinet sound. So let's go for the York 212 DV77 cabinet on Mic Mix 01. Let's go ahead and check it out right now. Pretty monstrous sounding. I can see why people love this amplifier so much. It's just such an awesome amplifier, and it's just basically perfect sounding for metal. There's just so much definition and clarity going on without it getting harsh. So yeah, absolutely awesome. Now also some isolated clips. Okay, finally, since Meshuggah used the EVH 5153 100 watt version on their latest album, Immutable, let's try this amplifier with an 8-string, my Ibanez M80M Meshuggah 8-string of course. It should sound absolutely huge. And of course without a boost pedal up front, because this amplifier simply does not need a boost. It sounds plenty tight without a pedal up front. And let's go back to using the York 5153 cabinet on Mic Mix 01. Here we go. That was absolutely great. Just perfect for an 8-string. I loved it. Now also isolated. So what do I think of this amplifier? Well, I absolutely love it. I think it's an awesome amplifier and it does not disappoint. I'm just super happy with it and I don't regret my purchase at all. The clean tones on this amplifier are fine but not amazing, but the dirty channels is where this amplifier really shines. It's basically to die for. Tight, articulate yet huge, saturated and crunchy, absolutely awesome. And despite this amplifier only being 50 watts, it can go really loud and it sounds absolutely huge with a very big low end. So I won't be getting the 100 watt version of this amplifier anytime soon. I'm also looking forward to compare this to the EL34 version on the channel soon and also to the lbx, so that should be fun. Stay tuned for that. That's all for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please consider hitting the like and subscribe buttons down below, as that really helps the channel out. I'd really appreciate that. And also feel free to join the new Facebook group for Sonic Drive Studio, the Sonic Drive Studio Guitar Gear Forum. It's a great place to hang around in and to talk about everything guitar related. You can also follow Sonic Drive Studio on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, by the way. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys very, very soon. Cheers!